knows I love red roses. You smell them." Tessa had inhaled the fragrance, feeling the cool, pillow-like petals brush her cheek, and in that moment the vision had come. Her mother was leaving. The family were following her coffin into Montrose Church, and it was covered in red roses. The colour seemed darker, the perfume heavier, the sadness an unexplored, fathomless twilight. Tessa kept the disturbing vision to herself, but Kate had noticed her expression. "Don't look so gloomy," she quipped. "Anyone would think it was a funeral, not a birthday." And when Tessa stared at her with tears glimmering in her eyes, Kate said, "For heaven's sake, what's the matter now? Why can't you ever behave like a normal person, Tessa?" It hurt, every time. But now, after the years of heartbreak, she was walking into church, a bride, a normal person, despite everything. Tessa was aware of the heads turning to gaze at her, embroidered hankies dabbing tears from powdered cheeks. It's what they wanted, to see their ugly duckling turn into a swan, Tessa thought, and imagined the shock it would cause if she turned and fled from the church like an escaping snowflake. The heavy oak door of the church was closed. Its iron latch clanged into place, and an expectant pause settled over the congregation. In the moment between moments, a small white dog appeared in the church porch. He sat at the door and barked. His bark echoed in the stone porch, but the door stayed closed, so he stretched his throat and howled. Tessa heard him, even as the words of the first hymn were being sung lustily by the army of aunties. The spirit of her little dog, Jonty, who had so often warned her of danger, was warning her now, from beyond the grave. She glanced at Freddie. He'd heard it too. His eyes looked startled, then worried. The satisfied gleam in her mother's eyes brought her back into place, and she found herself standing at the altar looking up at Paul. She searched his eyes and saw only hunger, and unnatural hunger, thinly packaged in a shell of pride. And somewhere in those hazel eyes the expectations hovered like sparrowhawks waiting for a twitch of movement, waiting to pounce. In a dreamlike state, Tessa heard herself saying, "I do," and "I will." She saw herself floating down the aisle with Paul like a captive fairy, picking her way through a sea of smiles and flowers. A thought echoed from the abandoned caverns of her mind. "It's wrong. Paul is the wrong man. What have you done, Tessa? What have you done? And why?" The wedding was over. The bells of Montrose Church pealed joyfully. A slate-grey sky hung low over the town, the light bruised with storm clouds, and the west wind drove barbs of rain into the stone porch. It lifted Tessa's veil as if wanting to snatch her back to the distant shores of Cornwall. She smelled salt and heather. She saw Art wading out of the sea, his intense grey eyes burning into her soul. "I love you, Art," she thought fiercely. "I will carry you in my heart, always and forever." Part 1. Chapter 1. Hippies, 1964. A bus painted in psychedelic colours rumbled through the streets of Montrose. A few heads turned to watch it disapprovingly. Were the hippies invading the quiet market town? "That girl in the front, that's Tessa Barcussy. What's she doing with the hippies? Disgusting. I mean, it's disgusting. A nice girl from a nice family, and she went to Hilbegut School. Now look at her. But then she was always a bit odd, wasn't she? Moody and rebellious. Keep an eye on them. If they try and set up camp in Montrose, there'll be trouble. Pity. Freddie and Kate are such good people. Sad they've got a daughter like that. And the other girl, Lucy, she went wrong too." The bus rattled on over the railway bridge and up the lane, the tyres running softly on carpets of golden leaves.